Next guest, Wes, appeared on this show about a year ago. And
is that right?
Yep. Huh. About a year ago.
Okay.
And he's back. And Syracuse is playing good basketball. They got the big win on the road at NC State. They took care of business knocking off BC, as they should, over the week. So, again, Orange is always an interesting team, right? Every time you think, they're not going to do anything, then they get hot. Every time you think they're hot, sometimes they come fake left, go right. They're an interesting bunch up there in Central New York.
All right.
But Marek Dolezaj joins us now. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead, Wes.
That's all right. Marek, I want to get into this because I've always appreciated your versatility as a player. And the great Pete Moore sent me a note. And you know how great Pete is. He's always on top of good stuff like this. And when I had you guys a couple of weeks ago, or last week against NC State, I started noting it during the game. This is against the ACC. You're third in field goal free throw percentage. You're fifth in minutes played. You're 10th in assists and 10th in assist to turnover ratio. Do you think of yourself as this versatile basketball player? Because I think people think of you as a guy that grinds around the basket and things like that. But your versatility, at least in stats, really starts to show.
Yeah, for sure. I'm just trying to help my team to win. Back home, I played point guard, so that helped me a lot to, handle the ball a lot and pass the ball a lot. So, I will do whatever it takes to win a game. And if I need to pass the ball to our shooters, I will, or set the screens. So it's really, I will do whatever it takes.
Marek, we had Buddy Boeheim on the show about a month ago. It was right after you took an elbow to the mouth, tooths out, bleeding all over the place, looking to come out. Coach says, man, you're not hurt. Get back in there. And Buddy was having a good time at your expense. So first of all, I want to make sure the teeth, we all good? The mouth work, the dental work, everything's good?
Yeah, everything's good. And my dentist really fixed the tooth really well, so I can finally eat pizza again.
All right, well, that was going to be my follow-up because Buddy made a big deal. And he goes, man, the dude eats pizza like every freaking meal, and we got the teeth out. Man, that's a problem, right? But you're now good to go. The pizza business, you're keeping everybody employed up there in Syracuse.
Yeah, everything is fine here. But I really don't know why everybody thinks I eat pizza every day. I remember my freshman year when we went to March Madness, and we beat TCU at March Madness. It was our first round, and I had like pie of pizza. So and after that, everybody thinks I eat pizza. So it's really funny, And I love pizza. I don't understand who doesn't like pizza, but it's really funny.
All right, now wait a second. Then, so Boeheim, Buddy strikes me as a little bit of the prankster, jokester guy on the team. Does Buddy like to get after guys? Is that what the deal is?
Oh yeah, 100%. He's always like that. Even when we go to his house, he always jokes around. The coach is watching TV and he's trying to make coach pissed. So he's the guy.
By the way, I heard that's quite a setup there at the Boeheim headquarters. At the gym there is pretty nice, from what I hear.
Oh yeah, it is really nice.
Yeah, that's a pretty nice perk.
Are the games any good in that gym, Marek?
We spend most of our time in Mello, so I'm not sure if there's a lot of good games, but I bet there are.
All right.
As far as this team is concerned, I just mentioned before we brought you on, you guys are an interesting lot because every time I think you guys are dead in the water, you get hot. Every time I think you guys are getting ready to blow people out of the water, you give me one of those. I go, man, what happened to Syracuse? How would you define this Syracuse team at this point in time in the season?
I think we have a lot of guys. I think we have a lot of really good guys. We have 5 double-digit scorers. And, we need to play every game. ACC is really weird this year. Everybody can beat everybody. Mm-hmm. So we just need to focus on every single game. And we will see what happens on Selection Sunday. And, we just have to say we did everything what we could.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where given kind of the differentials in scheduling, like home and away or the number of conference games you're going to play, the symmetry's not there at all. So realistically, going down the stretch, what becomes really important? Just game to game in your mind?
Yeah, for sure. We lost, I think, 3 or 4 home games, and we are 10-1 at home. But we cannot think about it. We just need to focus on the next game, which is Louisville on Wednesday. And this big game for us. They're a really good team. They come from COVID pause, so it's a really big game for us.
We talk about offense all the time, but it seems like your defense as a team has been much better here lately. Even in the loss at Clemson, you turned them over 20 times. It seems like lately this zone is starting to cause a lot of problems for teams.
Yeah, for sure. We know we can score. I always said we had 5 double-digit scores. We have really good guys off the bench, and we can score, but we need to stop people, and it's the most important things for us.
All right, Marek, what's the difference in the zone? Because I know it's not the same. There are different wrinkles to it. But 20 turnovers by Clemson, 20 more by NC State. Boston College had a hard time holding on to the ball at times on Saturday as well. What changes as the year goes on? I mean, you're a veteran guy. You know the nuances of the thing now as well as anybody. What's the difference now in February or March with the zone compared to when the year starts? Does it evolve each season?
Yeah, 100%. We play some games. Games is not the same as practice. And, it's kind of, you need to understand the zone too, where to move, where to go. Mm-hmm. And, Alan Griffin, I think he's like top 5 in the turnovers, steals in ACC. He's doing a terrific job. Kadari Richmond, coming off the bench, he's playing really good defense too. So it's all about moving, And I think in the beginning of the year, we didn't move that much, but now we are doing a much better job.
What's it like playing in an empty dome? And when that place has got 30,000 in it, there's nothing quite like it, but it's also got to be nothing quite like it when you're playing in front of 30,000 empty seats. So what's that been like this year?
It's really sad. For me, I've been here 4 years, I played all 3 years in front of 30,000 fans. It's really sad, but, we just cannot complain and we just need to move on. It's like practice, no fans, just practice.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's sad, too. It brings me to an interesting point with you. You have come a long way to play at Syracuse. To go through the pandemic and to go through the coronavirus, being in a foreign country for the most part, did you have the chance to go back to Slovakia and then return to the U.S.? How's that been? I mean, going through this with people is hard enough. I can only imagine when you're isolated from family and so forth, it might even be a little bit tougher.
No, so I stayed in the U.S. right when the pandemic started, so I stayed here because I really don't know what's going to happen. And I needed to finish my classes. So I didn't want to risk it to go back home, and after they didn't let me go back. So I just stayed here in the US the whole summer. And I never had the chance to go back home. And my parents, now the borders are still closed, so they cannot come either. So hopefully this summer I will go home and see them.
Marek, what's a winter in Syracuse like versus a winter in Slovakia? They're similar?
It's pretty similar. And this winter in Syracuse is pretty nice. It's been the best in 4 years.
Is that right?
It's only like 20. It's not bad. And so it's really similar, but we don't get that much snow back home.
Huh. I would have thought.
So this is the nicest winter you've had in 4 years? This is the nicest
I would say
winter?
so. I would say so.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, if the Syracuse basketball team got into a massive snowball fight, who would be your number one partner? Who would you want as your partner in a Syracuse snowball fight?
I'll go to Quincy. Canadian man.
Gary?
Oh, Montreal man. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you're going with experience and size, right?
Yep, for sure.
Yeah. And by the way, if you had the perfect snowball and Quincy was your partner, who's the first target? Who's the guy you want? You want Boeheim? You going after Buddy first?
Yeah, Buddy.
Yeah, 100%. You have to.
Do you think he would say the same if he was on this? If he was on this interview with us, and I asked him the same question, do you think he'd say the same thing? He'd go after you first.
I don't know. That's a good question. I'll ask him in practice today.
Okay, let us know the answer to that.
All right.
I'd like to know the answer to that.
Pass that along.
All
I tell you
right.
what, you are a heck of a player. Incredible versatility. It's been fun to watch you play in the last 4 years, and appreciate you spending time with us today, Marek.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.